Hello everybody and welcome back to PeterVill. Now in the previous episode we sold loads of bales. I now need to make a bit more money. We have some more wood to sell in the forest, so I think really the first thing for me to do is just to continue clearing up those logs which we cut. Well, we cut the trees down, clear up the logs which we produced, and then hopefully make around £50,000 more than we have now. And then I would like to put some more trees back in. So really we can't just keep cutting all the trees down, they do have to be replaced. Do we have a light switch for these lights? I think we do. Yeah, we do. Good. Because otherwise my electricity bill is going to be through the roof, which would be no good at all. Close the door. And, oh, we've got CCTV, I've just noticed. That could have been very useful in my Survivor roleplay series. My guess is that model is new for 19, but it might have been 17. Interesting. Very nice. Anyway, yes, we're in the John Deere tractor, and my first thing is to stop over at the store. The reason for this is because I want to lease the dolly for the logging trailer, which I also have leased. Both are leased, or both will be leased. And yeah, I just want to see really how easy the log trailer is to control and manoeuvre with a dolly instead of a lorry, a tractor unit. So, I think really it's not going to go too well. I think the dolly will be a bit too small, a bit too light. So chances are in the next episode we're going to be buying a lorry again, but it won't be the same as the one we had before. It'll be much cheaper and much older. And it will not be a base game lorry, it will be a mod. It's a good way of using a different mod anyway. So yeah, if this does go very well, there's no need to buy one. So really I'm just going to be trying it out. So if I just go into the dolly section, I think it has its own category despite only having one thing, yeah, dollars and then one thing. Lease, it's only £459, that's alright. Back up to it, and then yeah, we're going to put it onto the log trailer. I think it is just going to become really unstable, but I can't really say without doing it, so that's the whole plan. My plan is to do one full load, see how easy it is to control, but I think yeah, as soon as I brake it's just going to jackknife. And it might even be quite frustrating to load the trailer with the dolly. I think a lorry is just much easier overall. So yeah, all we can do is try it out. It is quite a saving over a lorry, but if I can get an old one which cost me like £25,000, then it's not really too bad. I mean, this thing alone is £9,000 if we bought it outright, which I probably would have to do if I decided to keep it. Okay, right, so my forest is just here on the right hand side, just here. There's always a car. And there's my trailer. Well, there is the lease trailer. Yeah, I would like to buy one, but at the moment it's not really worth buying because I only have a few logs. But if this does become some major forestry operation, then it would be worth buying it outright as well. Okay, there is actually a log very conveniently just completely in the way, which isn't very convenient at all. Okay, I'm amazed that actually attached. Right, so I still have the Mani 2 with the wheel loaders attachment, which is actually a very good setup. I'm very impressed with it so far. Here are the logs, and I need to just put this in a fairly accessible location. There we go, should be fine. And yes, once I have loaded this up and... oh no, the back wheels are off the ground. It might make a... yes, I think that probably will cause a bit of a problem. But we'll see. I'll just start loading. Yes, once I have done all this and made hopefully quite a bit of money, we will buy the machine which allows you to put in trees. The sapling planter. And yes, I just want to put in more trees. The only thing is, it's most likely going to be Scots pine. Because I don't think you can actually plant the Norway spruce anymore in 19. I might be wrong. I'm potentially wrong, please do let me know if I am, but I'm pretty sure the only saplings you can purchase in the base game are the Scots pine saplings, which are okay, but I do like to have a mixture. Having both is good. There could be a mod though, there is potentially a mod which allows you to have different types of trees. Anyway, as we all know, this is very painful to watch in real time, so here goes a good time lapse. Okay, so that is the final one. Just go into there. I think that is pretty much full. You probably could squeeze one more into there if you really wanted to, but I'm trying to avoid it becoming top heavy, so I think that's going to be plenty for today. I think this is quite a good way of doing things, just sell a bit every now and then. And when I say a bit, I mean a gigantic load of wood. But yes, just sell one load every now and then. I should be able to strap. There's a strap. Seems to be a little bit tricky to find the triggers. There we go, somewhere there. And yeah, there must be one at the back somewhere. Well, if I press L in the cab, there we go, that's where it was. 3 strapping points. Right, so we're going to go to the sell point, which once again is the sawmill. That is the only place I think for the wood on this map. Just over here, so I know exactly how to get to it, but it is quite a uneven journey out of here. The rest of it should be fine. So let's just see how well this dolly can actually control the weight of the wood. The thing with logs is you've got quite a lot of weight at the top. It really can be quite top heavy. Really, I suppose if I had done this better, I should have put all the really big fat logs to the bottom and then put the thinner ones to the top. But yeah, obviously I've just done a mixture. And really I should be able to do a mixture. I should be able to put some fairly chunky ones at the top. So let's just see how well this is going to go. Okay, it's got stuck on a piece of wood. Should be able to pull out of there hopefully. And now the trailer's got caught on it. There we go. My lake. I have a lake, it's very nice. Right, how clear is it? There is a car coming, but I might be able to get out of there in time. If not, I'll just have to wait. Okay. Good. So that's actually turning out to be a decent amount of wood, which should also be a decent amount of money. Last time it was £50,000, so let's see if we can beat that. Right, this is a relatively tight bend. Ah, cracky, there's a car there. No, don't tip over. Yeah, so we're almost there. We just have to turn right to the top of here, and then it'll be time to see how much money I've made. Now, quite a bit of the money is going to go straight back into the machinery to plant the trees, but also into the saplings. But I'm hoping there will be a profit to be made despite the expenses involved. And of course, the money which I spend on the saplings will actually make even more money in the future when I come to cut them down. As for how I plant them, I don't know. At the moment, I think I'm just going to do a few lines of trees instead of just dotting them around every now and then. Here is the turning. Now, the field which I had the bales in before, I think I'm probably going to put some maize in there. I'd quite like to do some silage, well, maize silage, in the future. I think that'd be a good thing to do. It won't be in the near future, it'll probably be episode 15 or something, but that is just going to be something on my to-do list of things I would like to do on the farm. I'm also going to be obviously continuing the forestry and also the grassland work. The main thing for this farm is the sheep. Yeah, lots of sheep, and also I need to earn enough money to be able to buy the horse area, paddock, because I'm required to buy the farm where the horses are. It seems like a very tempting thing to do. Anyway, here we go. What do you think we're going to make? I think it's going to be just short of 50,000. I'm going to go with 48 something. Ah, 42.99. Well, if you thought that, well done. Yes, it was considerably less than I thought, but even so, not a bad figure. In fact, a very good figure. For a small amount of work cutting some trees down. Clearly there is a lot of money in the forestry side of things, although not a great deal in wood chips. I do like doing wood chips, I really do like doing wood chips, but I'm not a fan of the prices that you get for it. Not very impressive at all. Anyway, yes, what I'm going to do now is head back over to the forest. I'll drop off the trailer and the dolly. To be fair, the dolly actually did a really good job, but I think I might still buy a lorry at some point in the near future, just because I like to try out different mods. But yeah, in all fairness, it did actually do a very good job. Much better than the dolly in FS17, which is relatively unstable. I probably should just remind myself of how much the horse farm does cost, because I actually have no idea. I might have looked before. It is 116,000, but actually that's not too bad. I could even buy that today if I wanted to. But I think we'll leave it just for another episode or two, because I'd like to be able to buy the horses straight away. And we are also going to employ somebody to look after the horses, which is going to be the horse helper mod, which, like I said before, many people do find it a cheating mod, and I guess it is in a way, but you are still paying somebody to look after the horses. It's not a free well, it's a free mod, but it's not a free mod in the game. It does cost in-game money to pay the virtual workers to look after your horses. So I really do agree with it. I think it's a good system, because it's just basically employing somebody to tend to your horses and make them really productive and well trained and stuff. It's raining. Oh, typical. Well, luckily we're not doing any sort of field work today. It is just a case of planting trees, which isn't too bad. I'm just trying to think about which tractor I should use for the planting of the trees. I think probably this tractor will be fine. I don't think the horsepower really is a problem, whether it's really low or really high. It just seems to be a fairly standard machine, which will be happy with most horsepower ratings. Come on! Come on, get moving. Remember, don't overtake on blind bends. If nothing else, that was a note to myself. Right, so here we are once again at my forest, which I still have not named. I'm terrible. Really, really terrible at stuff. But, yeah, actually, I think really I'm about 4 episodes in front of when I'm actually publishing these videos. So, at the time of recording this, the first video when I purchased the forest still hasn't been published. So don't worry, I will catch up with what everybody wants to call the forest, but at the moment I have no idea because the video hasn't been published. Anyway, there we go. That is the tractor returned. I should probably move. Pick them up. There we go. Yeah, good. They can stay here for the future. Now, yes, what I need to do is drop off the trailer. I think it should be okay just here. And how much does the machine cost? Wow, 26,000. Well, that's not too bad, I suppose. It's a little expensive, but I can certainly afford it with the profits we've made here. So if we buy this, it requires 120 horsepower, which is more than I was expecting. Must be because it has to cultivate the ground. Yeah, we can buy that outright, no problem at all. As for the saplings, I think I do need to have the small trailer. I've got the low loader trailer, which would be good for bringing them across, but I might just put one load in to begin with. We'll do one load today, I think. Maybe two. But yeah, I'm certainly going to start off with one. I'm not going to be doing like 10 loads, so I don't think it justifies bringing a ton across at the moment, but in the future, when I do expand the forest, 'cause I might expand it into the neighbouring field, that could be a good thing to do. Okay, so once again, back over to the store. What a grim day. Really is bad weather. Yeah, I need to be careful actually, because I've got the front weight on and it's actually much longer. I stick out a long way at the front, much longer than I keep thinking. Because when you see the end of the bonnet, you can see the marker in the front there, but you can't really get an idea of how far away that is. Certainly not in the game. You probably could do in real life. Okay, so there it is. I have certainly enough horsepower. It requires 120, and I think this is something like 450, so yes, it has more than enough horsepower. As for the saplings, I need to buy those. Pallet saplings. And yeah, it does. It just says pallet of saplings. It could allow you to have, on this menu here, you should be able to cycle through what type of tree you want to plant. There's so many different types of trees. You can have silver birch or Norway spruce, any kind of fir tree, Scots pine, oak, anything. The list goes on. But yeah, at the moment obviously it's just a set list. In fact, I think I might just go and minimise the game and take a look on the mod sites to see if there is an option, a mod, to allow you to have different types of trees. I know that you can place different trees as a placeable, but I mean through saplings. It would be a very nice idea. Okay, I am back. I did in fact find two different mods by different people who allow you to place different types of trees. Like I said, it's a very good idea, very nice mod. However, I wasn't hoping to really place them. I wanted to plant them. I was hoping to do saplings. The only mod which related to saplings was a mod which increased the capacity of each pallet from 20 to 60, which is again a very good mod. I have in fact used it before on Marwell Manor Farm, but it isn't any use to me today because I was looking to do different types of trees. I think if I did want to actually do that, I would have to just place the trees, but I don't want to. I might do it, but I don't really want to. Just because of the variety. It is very nice to have the variety. Personally, I prefer to plant them. I know it is possible to buy established trees in pots, believe it or not. It gets delivered on a low loader. But yeah, for this sort of business, we're not going to be doing that. It would be a ridiculous amount of money. They're super expensive, and you'd never make a profit by cutting it down again in the future. Okay, so here we are. We're going to start further back, somewhere over here. I do still have some logs around. It looks like I've left the stumps, but actually they are just logs. So I think eventually what I'll do is I'll bring over a pickup or something and put them into that. We can then sell them. It is extra wood after all. And I do need to make sure I have enough space between them, because they do get quite large. I did say I was likely just going to do a few lines of trees, but now when you look at it, that would probably look a bit out of place. But I can do some trees along here. No problem with doing some lines here. I don't know exactly where my boundary is. I'm guessing I'm very close to it now. Let's just see. Yes, I am. I am literally on the boundary. How much is 43? Oh, wow, it's over £500,000, that field there. Oh, understandably, it's quite big. There's a log in front of me. Don't want to put my trees too close to the boundary. Yes, I have no access to the land. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, beacon's off. It's really turned out to be a miserable day. Good job I wasn't planning on doing any baling work today. In fact, I did choose the best job for the weather. Sitting in a tractor cab where the rain doesn't really matter. In fact, it's good. It waters these saplings in. Yeah, so as I was saying before, this woodland here is largely just fir trees. I am currently planting Scots pine trees, which are different, very similar, but they are different. So I think in the end I will be putting some placeables in just to add variety, because there's no birch trees or anything. I want to put some birch trees in, but they are expensive. And that amazingly has nearly got through the whole pallet already. Goodness me, that was fast. In that case, I could go back and get another load. It would be a good idea. Actually, I own this forest, and it goes right up to the boundary. It goes right up to the road. So is there not just a shortcut? I can see the cars on the road from here. I might have to make a way through, because it does seem a long way back over the bumpy road, bumpy track, when I could just basically go through here and be straight out on the road near the shop. Let's just see. If I go onto the road side here, is there a hedge? There is a hedge. Okay, the fact there is a hedge does make it a bit tricky. It's a very low hedge. Okay, well, it's certainly something to consider in the future. I might be able to take a section of hedge out, possibly. Otherwise I have to just stick with my original idea. Okay, yep, so I will just go out this way today, but maybe in the future I will be cutting through there and producing a new way of getting to the store. But I really do like the track which I've put in. It is very nice to have it here. And yeah, it's going to be used quite a bit more in the future. I just don't know how far to go with this forestry. Should we really expand it? Should we just keep going? Or should I just sort of call it a day with putting a few saplings in and leaving it at that? As for the lake, it could really be used. I'm going to be using this for my sheep's water, for giving to the sheep, but I could also use the land over here, because I actually have a very large area which isn't used. You see, the thing I'm thinking of here, I have a lot of machinery just left out. I could put a shed up, and I could, in fact, put a lot of hard standing out. I could put some gravel down or something, and just have a good parking area for my machinery. Oh, I like that. Just to add a bit of realism. Right then, so I'll go back, I'll get one more pallet sapling, box, crate thing, and I'll put them over the other way, where I just mentioned the shed, but not where the shed is likely going to go, because that would just be foolish, unless I do cut down the trees before I put the shed up. But trees don't just grow overnight, they do take some time. It's that blind bend again. Luckily no traffic today. I actually didn't look and see how much the first pallet cost me, but it must have been quite expensive. If it was over £500, then I think I've been ripped off. So we'll see what it cost. I can imagine it was. Goodness me, it was £1,000. Well, the only thing I can say about that is it's going to bring in a lot more than £1,000 in the future, but in real life, a pallet of saplings of this size would not cost anywhere near £1,000. Since I have in fact bought almost the same amount of trees in real life, and they were nothing like that. Okay, right, let's head back. We'll put these in very quickly, and then well, hopefully the weather is going to be better for the next episode. But please do let me know what you think to my setup so far. The tractors that we have, the way I'm approaching the series and stuff. So far, I'm really happy with the way I've done it. I think mainly because we do have a decent amount of money. When you are on episode 3 or something and you have £10,000, ow! Whack the tractor! Goodness, I'm going to have to sell that. I'm going to have to sell all these pieces of wood. I don't know if they'll go for much, but yeah, they're just sort of, well, as you've just seen, a bit of a hazard. A very nice feature though, a very nice way of adding detail. I just drove into the stump I mentioned was nice. I can't believe it. Yeah, as I was saying, starting off with money is very helpful. It makes for a good series because you can buy decent stuff. Okay, I really hope this doesn't look like I've just planted a line of trees, but I do worry that it is going to, because that is literally what I have just done. If I maybe go over here a bit, put some in at an angle. As long as it doesn't plant them on top of the other saplings. Okay, but I suppose I could just swerve around like I'm drunk. That could work too. But yeah, I'd put the shed somewhere at the top there. I'd like to have to take down a couple of trees. I might even buy that further on the back. I don't know how much that will cost, but we'll take a look into it and we will see. I have 3 left and I have tried to make it look a bit more natural. I think it does look a bit better. I'm not really a fan of lines of trees. I know it's very good for ease of use when it comes to cutting them down, but it just doesn't look as good when they're growing. Okay, so there we go. I've put in many trees today. We're going to follow the progress of them growing. And hopefully, they do end up being decent. They should do. Nice trees. Right, okay, so yeah, I was going to show you the price of this field. It looks even larger than field number 43, so is it 600? Wow, it's 828,000. There are some big fields around here. That one there, for example, is at 1.1 million. Good job I can afford the farm. So yeah, I think really we are doing pretty well. We own all this area. I haven't actually harvested 41 yet. That is coming up in a future episode. But overall, yeah, it's going alright. And I do own the tree plant, so I can put more trees in the future if I want to. So to finish off with, I should really just drop off the tree planter here. Again, this is why I need to put a shed up. I think that is going to be a fairly urgent project, probably in the next episode. But for now, it can join the rest of them just here. Also, I will be moving more wood later in the series. I have plenty to sell, and of course, yes, it does bring in a serious amount of money. As for the tractor, yeah, this tractor doesn't really belong here. I think I'm probably going to use the Ford tractor as the main forestry tractor. It just seems to really blend in well for that job. But yeah, it was nice to have the John Deere here today. Very handy, and obviously a lot of power. But all I have to do now is return it to the yard for its next jobs, which will be obviously arable work around the main yard. Yeah, it's not a day to be at the coast. It's looking a bit grim out there. Yeah. And a few days when you wouldn't want to be at the coast are those days when it's raining heavily. Very miserable. There is another area. This place here, I don't know if it's worth buying. But as you can see, it's right next to our main yard. But we don't start off with it. It's only £17,000. It does seem like very cheap storage, really. Never been here before. It's not mine to look in, but I think we're going to buy it, so it should be alright. It's a decent shed. Maybe a good place to keep bales. Maybe. But as you can see, it does just back straight onto our other farm. You can see it through here. I think I'll buy it. I think it's certainly worth it. It's only £17,000, worth the investment. So, there we go. Purchased. And can we go in there? I don't know. There's a door. Oh, crikey, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to go inside. That's actually a really nice idea. You can access the road from here. No, I don't think you can go in that building. Yeah, that was amazing. I was expecting to go into a dark room. But no, I was back out in the rain again. There we go. Electricity, I guess. Anyway, yes, we can certainly use this area in the future. But as for today, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. And until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.